We start today in Puerto Rico, where residents could soon see a bit of relief on their monthly electric bill. That's after officials recently approved a price reduction. The Puerto Rico Energy Bureau approved a plan that reduces the cost of electric service by 2.75 cents per kilowatt hour for the next 2 months. Now, the months of August and September are usually the highest when it comes to electricity consumption in Puerto Rico. So, for example, an average residential customer who consumes roughly 800 kilowatts an hour will save about $22.03 with a cost of per kilowatt of 22.7 cents, and that's compared to the current 25.4 cents. In the meantime, there are now more than 5,000 confirmed monkeypox cases in the United States. That's after the CDC. The agency says 47 states have reported cases. The disease has been reported in the District of Columbia and in Puerto Rico as well. New York has the most cases, followed by California and Illinois. Globally, there are more than 22,000 confirmed cases. The CDC says out of the 79 countries that have reported cases, the U.S. has the most. Well, meantime, Cuba's capital, Havana, will start experiencing electricity blackouts starting here soon. That's according to the agencies or the country's energy crisis worsens. Starting the first week of August, power cuts will be scheduled for 4 hours during the day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., reoccurring every 3 days. Authorities also decided to cancel the city's carnival celebrations, which are usually held during the weekends in August. Havana has been largely spared from power outages that the island has been experiencing for months amidst worsening economic crisis and fuel shortages. The energy crisis is particularly a concern for government officials after last year's widespread protests, the largest since the Cuban Revolution, which first began after residents got fed up with blackouts and took to the streets. Well, on the U.S. mainland, the death toll from massive flooding in Kentucky has climbed to 28, and the governor expects bodies will be found for weeks to come, with the dozens of people still missing. The devastation comes as wildfires from California to the Plains states exploded over the weekend. Astrid Martinez reports from New York.
Dramatic footage shows the tense moment a rescue helicopter brought an 83-year-old Kentucky woman to safety from the floodwaters below. Authorities say 5 people were trapped inside an attic before a search team broke through a window to guide them out.
Just devastation.
With the death toll rising, Governor Andy Beshear met with eastern Kentucky residents struggling after last week's deadly flooding.
Now, we do have heat coming up later in the week, and we got to get people prepared and stabilized for that.
Beshear said damage to critical infrastructure and more heavy rains are hampering recovery and relief efforts.
Hopefully that the good Lord will stop this rain to give us a little bit of a break here.
Out west, residents are praying for a break from wildfires raging in several states from the plains to the Pacific Ocean. Near the California-Oregon border, triple-digit temperatures, wild winds, and thunderstorms fueled the McKinney fire, California's biggest so far this year.
I just saw it explode in the dark. I knew the house was gone.
81-year-old artist Harleen Schwander came to a shelter in the fire's aftermath just about a month after she moved to the area. In Montana, the Elmo 2 fire north of Missoula grew to more than 11,000 acres.
You could see the flames coming over the hill, and it was like, it's time to go.
And there's new concern as a heat wave grips part of the west and dry weather in the plains raises the prospect fires will keep sparking and burning. Astrid Martinez, CBS News.
Well, meantime, a popular sunscreen to prevent skin cancer may pose a cancer risk of its own. Banana Boat's hair scalp sunscreen is being recalled after tests detected a trace of carcinogen benzene. Edgewell Personal Care Company, which makes the sunscreen, says the recall applies to 3 batches of their SPF 30 spray. The affected sunscreen lots have expiration dates of December of 2022, February of 2023, and April of 2024. No other batches of hair and scalp sunscreen before or after those expiration dates listed were affected by this recall. as well as asking retailers and consumers to dispose of the product and contact them for a refund. More information can be found on the web at bananaboat.com. Well, meantime, Monday, August 1st, is World Lung Cancer Day, raising awareness about the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. A new survey shows many Americans don't know much about screening for cancer, which can detect the disease early for people at high risk. Tanya Bucas has a story from California.
Denise Lee passed a billboard like this every day on the way home from work in 2017, encouraging lung cancer screening for people at high risk. She had just quit smoking after 40 years.
I was just trying to all around get healthy. I did not know that there was such a thing as a low-dose CT scan until I saw that billboard.
She asked her doctor about screening, but had to wait a few months until she turned 55 to be eligible. She scheduled her scan later, and it revealed early stage 1B lung cancer.
I had my upper left lobe removed. I had 17 lymph nodes removed. And then I had some factors that were indicative of a higher rate of recurrence.
A new American Lung Association survey shows nearly 70% of Americans are not familiar with the availability of lung cancer screening for early detection.
75% of people in this country who are diagnosed with lung cancer are diagnosed at this most advanced stages where it's hardest to cure.
Dr. David Tom Cook is the chief of general thoracic surgery at UC Davis Health.
Of all the Americans who are candidates, only 5% of Americans undergo lung cancer screening.
Guidelines now recommend screening for people between age 50 and 80 with a 20-pack year smoking history, and current smokers or ones who have quit within the last 15 years. Denise had surgery and only needed 4 rounds of chemotherapy.
Early detection, saved my life. I'm just really passionate about people who are eligible getting screened.
She was also able to take part in a clinical trial testing an immunotherapy drug to try to prevent recurrence.
About 14 million Americans are considered high risk for lung cancer and are recommended for screening. For more information on your risk for lung cancer and whether you are eligible, you can take a quiz online, the SCAN quiz from the American Lung Association.org.